For 2 years, we lived just 12 feet apart, but it took one blackout for our hearts to finally meet. My name is Maya, and this is not the story I ever thought I'd tell, because love, for me, always belonged to books and other people. Not apartment 4C, not quiet, predictable me, but sometimes, love waits, right next door. For 2 years, I lived in a small, aging building in the city, peeling paint, buzzing pipes, and the man in 4D. His name? I didn't know it, but I knew the sound of his footsteps, the way his keys jingled at exactly 7:42 p.m. every evening. I knew he watered his plants every Sunday, and that he listened to old jazz records at low volume on rainy nights. We never spoke. Not once. Not even a good morning in the hallway. We just coexisted. Strangers, separated by one thin wall and 1,000 unsaid things. Until one night, the power went out. It was late. Mid-January. The kind of cold that wraps around your spine and stays there. I lit a candle and sat on my kitchen floor, wrapped in a blanket, eating crackers, and trying to convince myself I liked solitude. Then, a knock. Soft. Uncertain. I opened the door halfway. It was him. "Hi," he said. "I saw your candle. Just wanted to check if you were okay." I blinked. You've never spoken to me." He smiled, rubbing the back of his neck. "Yeah. I'm terrible with hellos. But I figured blackouts cancel the rules." We stood in awkward silence. Then he held up a bottle of wine and said, "I have this. No fridge needed. And a deck of cards." That's how it started. A night I thought I'd spend alone became 4 hours of card games on my living room floor, laughing by candlelight, swapping stories, discovering that he had a scar above his eyebrow from falling off a treehouse at age 9. His name was Elias. He worked nights at the library archives, loved crossword puzzles, and made the best cup of cinnamon tea I'd ever tasted. He told me he always wanted to say hi, but that I looked like someone who preferred silence. I told him I always hoped he'd say something first, because I never knew how. And somewhere between losing 3 card rounds in a row and spilling wine on my carpet, I realized something. I liked him, not just who he was that night, but who he'd always quietly been. The next morning, the power came back. The light returned. But something else had changed too. After that, he started knocking on my door more often, once with muffins, once with a small cactus plant, and once just to say, I missed the silence we shared. It's been a year now. He no longer lives in 4D, because he lives with me, in a space where the walls no longer separate us. And sometimes, on rainy nights, he still plays his jazz records low. But now, we listen to them together. Because love doesn't always arrive with fireworks. Sometimes, it waits behind the wall, until the world goes dark, just long enough for you to finally see it.